So I did learn that somebody should pull it up and check, because that countdown thing, it like gives you time to put an image in post, that it actually goes live. So it's we should be live now.
Yeah, we're live.
Word.
Oh crap.
You missed it. No cuss words now. You're done. You're done.
No cuss words now.
No cuss words for Zach.
I tell you what's the worst is
What?
So at my old job we could just cuss up a storm if we wanted to.
Not now.
Nope.
Not
Because
now.
you're around some conservative old people.
You could tell it's like
They don't want to hear them cuss words.
You could tell it's like these are the
They
people
can
you
curse,
don't.
you can't curse.
No.
Yeah, just wait till they try to start talking politics with you.
I'm gonna be like,
Don't.
great.
So on this episode of the Culture Smash, Zach is still losing again. How about that?
No.
All right, here we go. What are we saying?
I mean,
Yeah,
that
that's what we're gonna do.
was just me going.
All right, hang on.
And
We
the
talk
We're live.
Oscars too.
So
On this episode of the Culture Smash,
we talk Oscars, Fire Festival, and Film Ball.
Winners and losers.
But mostly losers.
is that your radio voice, Nathan?
Yep.
I'm disappointed in you.
Need some work.
Sure does.
You need to project a little bit more.
Winners and
Oh, that
Oh
was
yeah,
loud.
you come off a little bit muffly on the show apparently, because you are like,
We listened to a little bit of it last
We
week.
could, like,
It was
barely
you could
hear
barely
it.
hear Zach. But,
and you
Except
want.
when I yell and I get upset. Is
Yeah.
that the case?
yeah, so be upset all the time.
Okay, cool. Great.
And we
You got to find your performance voice, and obviously it's that
Yeah,
one.
it's either you're upset or you're muffling snarky comments into your chest. Like
We waited to
this.
tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
That's
no
like
in
you're
between.
hitting the money shot. Yes!
That's
I'm
it.
hitting.
Okay.
All right, here we
I
go.
don't think anyone on radio.
No one wants that. No one wants that. That's true.
There's always a market for somebody.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Is that Rule 34 or?
It's the Culture Smash Cast, episode 485 for, is this actually February 27th?
It is.
2019. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of Culturesmash.tv.
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to Culturesmash.tv.
Tina Heimbach, contributor to Culturesmash.tv.
Nathan Savino, contributor to Culturesmash.tv.
Zach Martin, contributor to Culturesmash.tv.
And Mike Kim, contributor to Culturesmash.tv.
What's everybody been up to?
Working.
Got a dryer.
Yay! Dry
Adulting,
clothes.
yeah, adulting has
Dry
been
clothes.
in full force as of
That
late.
sucks. So Zach and I, since the last show, got to go down to the Arx Mortis haunted house.
Oh yeah.
Went through that haunted house, saw them spookies. That was a fun little.
Let me
Saw
tell
them
you-
spookies.
let me
Saw
tell
them
you,
spookies.
It's too spooky for me.
Was it?
Did you know there's a spooky, scary skeleton inside you right now?
I
that will
mean-
jump out.
You did just witness me scare him as he walked through the door by saying "ha."
The best part
I
of my
felt it move. I felt it move too.
It was the best part of my day, right there. That was it.
My favorite
That was
part
the
of the
highlight.
day was Nathan tripping and eating.
Nathan tripping and face planting.
It's okay. First time I've ever eaten carpet.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
I understood that reference.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Thank you,
Good.
Steve Rogers.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into the movies. We got a lot different things to talk about here.
We'll talk about the box office first, then we'll get into the Oscars.
Let's do it, because I have a few movies to talk about in the box office as well. Number 10 over the weekend was Run the Race. I don't know what that is. $2 million it made. Brand new movie. Don't know anything about it.
What is this?
I don't know what that is. But it opened over the weekend. What is it?
It
sounds like
Christian movie. It's a Christian movie.
I kind of felt like it might be that, because I usually don't know about those things.
Yeah, it's
Abandoned by their father and grieving their mother's death, brothers Zach and David pin their hopes for a brighter future on each other.
Aw, okay. Anyway, on number 9 was The Upside. It made another $3.3 million. It's made almost $100 million. That's $37.5
Yep.
$0.5 million budget.
I need an excuse to drink my whiskey. What should I do it to?
Oh, let's cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to Zach's new pursuits. Cheers.
New out of podcast job.
Yay. Out of
Wait, what?
podcast work. Yay. And Nathan and I are having a delicious cocktail made with whiskey and
Social. The drink that makes you talk.
insert image here.
Okay.
88 Social.
That's for you, for to add it
for
later.
me in post. Yeah.
That's really good as a shot too.
Yeah.
Which
did
one'd
you
you
actually
have?
did you drink it as a shot?
Yeah.
You should have nursed that. That's expensive whiskey.
I know it's expensive whiskey, but boy, that was really good as a shot.
What
I mean-
did you have for the shot?
The Blatons?
Oh,
Blanton's.
yeah.
Nathan and
Yeah,
I have the
'cause
very
it's
inexpensive Dickel.
That's fine. I just
Yeah.
wanted to celebrate something. Boy, it works as a shot too.
Yeah, it does. It works for everything.
It sure does. So anyway,
Blanton's, it's your every drink.
it is.
Also, sponsor. Not
Back on
really.
social, 88social.com. Look it up on the internet. It is a sake-based canned alcoholic beverage, 88 calories per can. We are partaking in the ginger grapefruit along with a little whiskey and some lime juice. But the coconut, toasted coconut is really good. And then there's a cucumber hibiscus, which I find refreshing, but I need it with a little vodka.
It's better with vodka.
Yeah.
Yep.
So go check it out. It's also gluten-free. So if you're in that space, go check it out. All right. Where were we? Number 8, Cold Pursuit made $3.2 million. It has made paltry 26, almost 27 million in 3 weeks, and I actually hear it's pretty good. Number 7 is Happy Death Day to You. Made $4.8 million. It's made $21.5 so far on a $9 million budget.
Now you went to go see this.
I was going to say I did see this movie. Yeah. So as you know, I love the original quite a lot.
Yeah.
And this one I liked. I'm not going to say loved, but I liked. One of the things about the original is you got the Groundhog Day effect, that thing going on. But they never really explain to you why it's happening. It just sort of happens.
Because you don't need to know.
Well, and that is the problem with the second.
They ran out of material and they went, oh, let's try and figure out
explain
why.
why.
No, it's not even about running out of material. They tried to be a little extra clever by explaining why the Groundhog Day effect is happening, and those sequences in the movie are the least interesting part. I can never remember her name. The lead actress from the movie is still great. She's still really fun.
Rough.
Yeah,
But it takes it more like science fiction-y, right?
a little bit.
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah, but she's still really funny and really entertaining. I thought that they weren't going to focus on her in the movie for a minute. They were going to focus on a character who I thought was very uninteresting, and that's not the case. She's still the main person. It's still the same formula, and there's still a lot of humor in it, but it's not. So for me, if the first one was an 8 out of 10, which it kind of was, this one's 6.5.
Okay.
So it's an adequate
It's not too
sequel.
bad.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So you think we're gonna get a third one?
Well, it's nearly it's more than doubled its money.
So yes,
already. So I would say it's that horror movie effect.
Because I've heard that it's setting up to be like a trilogy type series.
Well, they always do that now, you know. But there's room. I mean, yeah, and there's a lot of really good moments, and she's still a lot of fun to watch. Kill herself over and over again. It's still really entertaining.
Drinks that bottle of, what was it?
Yeah, detergent.
Yeah.
It's really funny, and there's
It's nice to know that's actually in the movie.
But you feel like you've seen it because you saw it in the movie, but you didn't. There's more to see, and it was great.
Because
Alright.
I only ever
So-
saw that
Okay.
shot.
Coming in at
that
number
trailer
6.
Yeah.
That we saw once and never again.
Right.
I don't know
you
what happened to that
know. I
trailer.
wonder about that trailer. You tried. Do you remember another certain movie that came out with a clip in the trailer that the filmmakers didn't want, and
Oh,
the
God.
trailer had to be replaced?
I mean, there's like 50.
I'm talking about our movie, you dumbass. Remember the first iTunes trailer had a certain
Wow.
shot
That's not
that we didn't want, and we made them replace
That's
it.
not important.
So I wonder if that's what happened with
I was
this
like,
one.
oh, Gangster Squad? No, wait, hold on. Harry Potter
I
and the
could-
Chamber of Secrets? Wait, hold on. You know, there's like 15, I think.
Yeah,
on top
well,
of
but
that.
I mean, I could just see the director saying the same thing that I said when I saw that trailer. I was like, "Don't spoil one of the funniest parts in the movie in the trailer. Take it out." You know?
That sold me on the movie.
Yeah. All right, number 6 is What Men Want. It made $5.2 million. It's made $45 million so far on a $20 million budget. That's just the third week already. Let's see. Number 5 is Isn't It Romantic? It made it made $7 million. It's made 33 so far. No budget released for that one. I've seen some more extended trailers for that one too, and maybe, you know, I don't know. It's not my kind of movie, but maybe it's not as bad as I think. Oh, you think it is?
I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
Gina wants to go see it.
I want to go see it mostly because I like Rebel Wilson.
I like it.
So
I do not
We had that
like
same
Rebel
conversation.
I don't like Rebel Wilson either. Usually, I mean, she could probably be a very fine person, but I don't like her humor.
No.
Number 4 is Fighting with My Family. It made $7.8 million. $8
That
million.
one looked interesting.
What is that one?
It's
that
the
one's about
story
the
about
siblings,
Paige.
the siblings who are wrestlers.
Oh,
It's basically about Paige.
is that the one that has the rock in it?
Yeah, it's a WWE wrestler. It's her story, like growing up, being involved in wrestling.
Of course, you would know
I
this.
know all this because I follow all.
I was gonna
the
say,
wrestling.
of
So
course.
This is apparently directed by Stephen Merchant.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Like the comedian.
All right.
Well, I mean, 8th grade, so.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't in.
Which, by the
No,
way,
but I mean, 8th grade being directed by
Speaking
Murray,
of
so
8th
another
grade.
comedian who just made a. Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Okay, so
I'm waiting.
KJ was like, "Hey, 8th grade is on Prime. You want to watch it tonight?" I was like, "Sure." Just so you know, it's like, it's a lot of cringe.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
movie.
so cringeworthy, but I love
So
it.
she was having a ball because it was cringe-tastic. But boy, let me tell you what the difference is between having an awful audience. I would go into different words. And a non-audience. Like, this is a movie where the audience literally killed the film.
Not for me.
Literally killed it.
The audience
for me.
sucked, but I still saw that it was a good movie.
I couldn't tell you after walking out. I was so mad. I was so heated. And rewatching this film, it's fantastic.
It's really good.
It's
It is
so
cringe, but it's
well.
cringe in the accurate sense.
It's so, like, even, okay, so there's an intense scene. I'm not going to go into what it is. There's an intense scene, and it's so well done. It's so well written and shot to where, God, that audience, like, all around me was like, oh my God, be so out of there. Oh my gosh, I can't even right now. Like, but you take that out, and it's like, this is so well done with restraint.
And I told you that night we saw it. You wouldn't listen because
It's
you
not that I
suck.
wouldn't listen. I'm just like, I can't focus. Like the last scene where they're having dinner, I couldn't focus on it. I was just looking at my chair, fuming, mad, sweating with anger.
It was a bad audience. And that movie's no Lady Bird, but it's still really good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number 3 is
Screw that audience.
Yeah, it's true. The Lego Movie 2, the second part, made $9.6 million. It's made $83 million so far, and this is its third week. Did you guys see this?
I still haven't seen it. It's like I said a few episodes ago. I didn't feel the need for a second Lego movie.
Yeah, same.
And I hear it's good. Like,
I hear it's
a
good,
lot,
too.
It's got a lot of positive reviews.
Yeah.
I just haven't cared.
And the tomato meter's pretty high on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like in the
I'll wait for
80%.
Redbox.
Yeah. All right, so number 2. All right, let's talk about
here
this
we
one.
go.
Alita Battle Angel. It made $12.3 million. It's made $61 million on a $170 million budget.
More like Alita Garbage Angel.
All right, let me just go number 1, then we'll come back and talk about it for a second because I knew this was coming. Number 1, opening over the weekend, How to Train Your Dragon Part 3, The Hidden World, made $55 million. That's a pretty solid opening. $57 million so far in total on 129. That's very specific. $129 million budget.
Okay, before you complain, it's made $281 million worldwide.
What has?
How to Train Your Dragon. If you take an international account, yeah, this is fine.
I think it's a pretty solid opening too, especially for this time.
Same
of
thing with
season.
Alita Battle Angel. It's $267 million.
That was my next question.
So,
thank you.
real quick about How to Train Your Dragon. I triggered Zach this weekend because we've been arguing.
You bastard. over
Yeah.
there.
Because he has the first 2 How to Train Your Dragon movies, and I'm like, you're not going to get them 4Ks? The 4K came
I've been
out.
trying to get you to watch them.
So I stopped in McKay's the other day, dropped some stuff off, and they had the first one and the second one on 4K for $15 a piece. Saturday night, I'm like,
Those are $30 new.
I know.
Hate you.
It was a 2 for 1. It was great.
That's so good.
Like,
Yep.
who bought? They just came out. Like, who? Like, literally went to Best Buy. Was like, okay, we watched it once, honey. Let's take it to McKay's.
And Steven swiped them up.
They're probably stolen.
Probably. That worked out great for me.
Still jealous.
Yep. All right, so let's talk a minute. Has anybody else other than Zach and I seen Alita?
Not yet.
I can't believe you guys haven't gone.
I haven't
It's okay.
had
We
a lot
haven't
of
had
time.
time.
It's
Yeah.
fine. Save your money. It's cool.
So
I'm going to save my money for How to Train Your Dragon 3.
There you go.
Zach saw it and messaged me. I think you messaged me. Oh, it's like a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, it's like a 3 out of 10.
And then like an hour later,
I got
I get this
heated
raving
more.
message about it.
See, it went down.
Yeah.
no, it didn't go down. I was just like, man, screw this movie. Like, you come out, you're like, that was disappointing, and then you think about it some more, like The Last Jedi, and then you're like, man, like, what is this?
That movie, it did not hit me the way Last Jedi did. I went in with
Why do they want to go to the place?
Which
I'm
place?
trying to keep it as spoiler-free as possible. Yeah, why?
because it's
No, tell me.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you for the same reason they want to in Elysium.
No, they explain in Elysium, it's like, it's free healthcare, it's a paradise up there. Tell me why in Alita they want to go to this place.
The same reason.
No, there was no explanation given.
You didn't need to like lay it out word for word.
Is it a utopia? Is it an orgy? Is it a planet made of cold? Is it a night in Megan's foxhole? Like, tell me, movie.
See, I had no problem with that. I saw it.
You're not going to answer that question. Like, why does Indiana Jones?
What did you say?
A night in Megan's foxhole.
I know. I was still playing that one back in my head because I was
like, going, a night in Megan's foxhole, and I was figuring,
like Indiana Jones wants to get the Ark of the Covenant to save it from the Nazis and to put it in a museum. It's not. Indiana Jones wants to get the Ark of the Covenant, and you never find out why.
So I had issues with the movie, but not that. I'm like,
that is a major issue.
It's not.
If you do not have motivation for your main character and every other character around them, why should I care?
That part
is the biggest problem in the film.
All right.
I don't care.
But see, that part didn't bother me. What bothered me about the movie was the lack of character development. That's what bothered me.
Yeah, because
I understood. It's traditional, stereotypical science fiction
and there's
shit.
some shots in there. I'm like, that's straight out of manga.
They just
there
broke the S word. But the villain, the Nova. You guys have seen the anime, right?
Actually, no, I haven't read it at all. Read the manga.
I haven't read the manga or anything. But without getting spoilery, the main villain, they don't develop this person.
He's bad because.
Well, I mean,
there's no reason. There's no motivation.
They show you what he's done, but they don't develop him as a character.
He killed like 2 people. Oh man.
Well, I'm not getting into spoiler territory, but he's done a lot more than that.
Oh man.
But he has no impact. He has no depth.
No. Especially when they reveal it's like it's this person. I go, who cares?
Right. What?
Tina said that she killed 2 people and she's not a villain, and I told her that that's now on a recording.
They treat this
like you were supposed to keep that secret.
Villain.
Yeah.
Why are you putting that out there?
They treat it like he's the ultimate villain. He must be stopped at all costs. And it's like, what has he done?
So I guess in the other scheme of things, I paid $1 for the movie.
Was it worth
I paid $10.50 for that freaking movie.
I'd have paid a solid $3 for that movie, especially to see it.
But would you have paid $3.50?
Probably.
That's what I
realized. To be fair, I like
the CG is almost there, man. It's
that 3D. I saw it in 3D.
Oh, you saw it in 3D?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was beautiful. Yeah.
They shot it in 3D. I know.
It was beautiful.
I said, screw that. I'm not doing that.
Well. It kind of happened in a way.
Oh, you just happened to bring it to the glasses and you just happened to walk in.
They were showing it at the same time, and I just like... I had a ticket, right?
You paid for the most of it.
No, not really, because I used my Cinemia card.
Yeah, you paid for the most of it.
Mostly. But anyway...
You pay the surcharge for the glass.
I thought I did. So I thought the 3D was really good. I thought the CG was very solid. There's only one part.
Shadows and light.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. The eyes were well done too.
Yes.
Once you see movement and you see the main character's eyes, they put little pops of reflection from lights and stuff. It's good.
Except at the end with a different character.
His head looked like photoshopped on.
It looked.
I was going to ask you if
it looked horrendous, and I didn't. We'll go into this later, but I can't go. No, not that.
It's so weird because
it's like if you have a character in a beautifully rendered environment, it literally looks like a floating head.
Well, but the other part was everybody else up to that point was gorgeous, and then it's like, ooh, what
happened here? Oh my god, it was bad.
I think it's not a good movie, but it's not the last Star Wars movie bad.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
no, I'm just saying I had that moment like Last Jedi where you were like, and then later you're like, you're getting that mad.
I never had that. I guess I went in expecting it to be kind of bad because the trailers looked bad, and I was like, I had a good time.
So it was better than what you expected.
It wasn't like watching somebody play a kick-ass video game.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Control, and that you'd rather see the backstory than the actual movie.
Oh, like when you sit there and watch me play Resident Evil. It's the same thing. It was like that.
Not necessarily that. I mean, I'm more interested in so this takes place like 300 years,
something like that.
I'm more interested in like the 100 years before this film takes place.
Right.
Whenever they had those scenes, I was like, oh shit.
Anyway, to synopsize, it was a real pretty movie. It's not a 3 out of 10 for me. It's
a 4
probably
out of 10.
about a 5 out of 10, 5.5
That's
out of
fine.
10.
That's serviceable.
Yeah.
Screw you movies for sequel baiting your answers. That's awful. You
But
want
if-
answers for our film? Come back next time.
Well, if you want to come back this
week.
weekend to see something.
Yeah, you can see
But How to Train Your
Greta.
Dragon was, it's alright.
Yeah, you thought that was just fine. You
It's
weren't.
fine. It's not as good as the first or second one.
I'm gonna watch the first and second one this week.
I
I'm gonna
enjoyed it.
enjoy
I
them
think-
in
I think the
4K
first
for
20
$15 a
I think the
piece.
first 20 minutes of the third film has some serious problems, but I'll go into that later.
All right, so Greta's at 57% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. I had sneak preview tickets of this, but my
you
back
go?
was locked up. No, I felt like crap after my stupid cat. Tyler Perry's
Assassination attempt.
exactly Medea family funeral. Nathan's favorite movie coming.
It's gonna make good money.
Is it?
Yeah. 'cause it's gonna be
Climax opens this week.
Too bad we don't get it for another 2 weeks.
87% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm excited for that.
Oh, yes.
And then Apollo 11 is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That sounds like more of a climax.
It does. All right, so
The important news, what we're here for.
what we're here for, we had the Oscar
No
games.
update on Film Ball.
That's in here. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, that's after the Oscars.
No, I think what he's saying is that's what he's here for.
That's what he's here for. But it's at the end of the script, so you'll have to wait.
Well, dang.
No big.
Oh, here's what's really funny is I got to trigger Nathan with that because you know how I zoom in and out like this, right?
Yeah.
So he was sitting here when I was putting the film ball numbers in, and I zoomed all the way in so he couldn't see them. He's like, "Let me see my numbers." I'm like, "No."
Oh, in other interesting news that's not related to this, I have dropped AMC A-List and have joined Cinemia.
Yes.
Oh.
Welcome to our club.
I paid like $100 less than you. Sure.
That's okay.
That's what happens when you actually do your research and time and patience. You get a $100 discount.
Or you just say that as an excuse because you see everyone else reaping the benefits.
Exactly.
No, it was one. I'm really tired of paying for Belcourt tickets, and two, the Oscars. They had a sale because it's Oscars.
Oh, that makes
It was,
sense.
Like,
That's a good time.
really cheap.
All right.
Let's get to the Oscars.
All right, so I'm just gonna, it doesn't really matter the order we do this. I'm just gonna go down the order, and I'm gonna give the name of the movie we can discuss, and then the people who picked this one correctly. So for Best Picture, the film was Green Book, and the only person that picked it was Nathan. So am I the only one who saw Green Book?
Yep.
Yes.
I thought Green Book was
I
good.
watched like 30 minutes online, and I was like, yeah, I got the point.
It was fine. What made it good is the chemistry between the two actors, but it's not Best
It
Picture
was not the
material.
best-
No.
yeah.
I'm going
I could have told you that from the trailer.
Not
It
even-
wasn't.
to make
Close.
a statement about this year's Oscars.
Let me get a drink before you go racist, because I know what you're going to do.
And
You racist.
I really think the Academy picked their selections to be more inclusive and to stand out because of controversies from years past.
I just find it funny that whenever Spike Lee goes to the Oscars, he loses to a movie about a black person, and a white
Yeah.
person.
Well, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, Zach. Spike Lee already made that joke.
That's
I
true.
know.
Yeah.
That's
I was
true.
saying it. That was the
Uh,
joke. Thank you.
I like
did
that-
everybody get that?
Yeah.
I hope they did.
Now, I do think there can be a whiplash effect
Yeah.
where people feel like where things are not as inclusive and they go the hardcore the opposite
Well,
direction.
I will
I
bring
don't
up
think
other
that
points
necessarily
later on.
happened in this Oscars, but what I do think is if you look at Green Book, if you watch the movie, you take the message from it, which is pounded into you.
Sledgehammer to the
Yeah,
frickin' head.
it has that safe Best Picture feel, even if it's not that quality of film.
Oscar
You know what I mean? I don't think it's necessarily what you're saying. I do think it could have been worse.
Was it better than The Favorite?
Hell no.
Was it better than Roma?
I didn't see it.
Was it better than what are the other nominations? Was it better than A Star Is Born or Black Klansman?
I didn't see him.
You didn't see those?
Was it better than Black
You didn't see
Panther?
Black Klansman.
No.
It was
Yes,
def-
you did.
No, you
I think
spoiled the end for me, and I didn't bother.
Oh well, it was good.
Yeah.
It was a relatively good film.
Legit
So how many
spoiled
of
the
the
end.
best, because you saw Green Book and Black Panther and...
Was it better
The
than
Favorite.
Black Panther?
Yes.
Yes. Everything else in the Best Picture category was better than Black Panther.
Yeah, it was better than Black Panther. I'm sorry. I like Black Panther, but this was probably a better movie.
Yeah,
Infinity War.
see, I would have said...
Infinity War, though.
Although that kind of almost leads credence to Nathan's one, because I think that's also kind of the reason, like, some of the movies that are in Best Picture categories are meant to be, do seem like they're diversity picks. Like Black Panther is not one of the best pictures, in my opinion, of last year.
Not even close.
Because it wasn't the best Marvel movie of last year.
No.
Well, when we get to other categories,
Although honestly, the best Marvel movie did still win a award.
And I could just see when we get. Oh, I'm gonna save it till we get there because I had this visual.
Actually, watch the Oscars.
No.
I watched.
This is what's
We
really
were
funny.
driving back from Birmingham.
I did not watch the Oscars because I get annoyed with the length of it, but I'm getting constant text message
sent
updates
you
It
like
wasn't.
five
It wasn't
things.
bad.
because I
really-
called you out and you
No, I
stopped.
sent you highlights of this is an upset.
But it wasn't bad this year
No.
because without a host, I
Without
thought
a
it was
host,
great.
it trimmed,
Yeah.
they could have trimmed a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we're finally getting to where it's like it's
it
less
flowed
cringe.
really.
It was still 3.5 hours though.
No, it was three.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's under 3.5.
But I will
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, the way they did it and spaced out presentations and performers, it worked so much better than yours.
There was a nice flow to things.
I will never watch the Oscars again unless it gets to 2 hours.
The only thing that was absolutely pure cringe
I don't
was
have that
when
kind
they
of time.
came out and they're like, "We're here to announce this thing," but before we do that, 2 minutes of horrible writing.
Yeah.
If they cut those sequences out and they fix that opening
Yeah, if
scene,
it got
which
to
was-
2.5 hours, I think I'd be okay
yes,
with that.
and
All right. I
and
might watch 2.5
the,
hours.
the
Maybe.
intro where they opened with Queen was one. It was.
I heard that was terrible.
It was not good. It felt like a cover band.
Adam
and it was
Lambert
Queen playing.
didn't
I was
do
gonna say it was-
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah,
It's
and then
partially.
on top of that, every time Bohemian Rhapsody won anything, cut to Queen in the audience.
Yeah.
It was like they
That's-
didn't do sound mixing, they didn't do sound editing for this film. Why are you cutting to them?
It's about them.
They didn't do editing for this movie? Why are you cutting to them?
I know. But
Because nobody cares.
Because people recognize the members
We're
of
the
Queen
only
more
ones-
than they do of the people
Yeah.
who did the sound
Exactly.
mixing.
We're the only ones that care about the people who did the editing or the mixing.
Exactly.
Cut to someone who won an acting award for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Average.
Cut to the Queen the band.
Oh,
It's like,
so
guys.
I wish they would cut to Queen the band when some other
Green
movie
Book
won.
wins Best Picture. Cut to Queen
Cut
the
to
band.
Queen.
If they get crap like that, I'm not watching it.
It's just a reactions video of Queen. It's like they're gonna do
that's
all
it.
the
They're
awards.
just like,
Best picture. Here's a
but in all honesty, it was better. It could use the work still. But
And
we're
see, I
finally
heard
making-
people
we're getting there.
complaining. I've read a lot of stuff online, and it's not.
They cut out like the sequence where it's like movies. It's a 24 frames a second. It's an illusion. Cut all that out.
Yeah.
You know those sequences they do.
Mm-hmm.
It felt nice.
Did it feel nice?
It felt like
The commercial
best
breaks
Oscar.
could be toned
Yeah.
back.
But you know what's really funny
I hate
is
Rolex now. After
is
that.
the stuff that the negative stuff I've been reading about it didn't come from like just regular viewers. It came from other critics, and I don't get that. It's weird. They're people talking about, they're imparting a lot of stuff onto the reason there's no host and all this stuff.
fine with no hosting.
Yeah.
It felt
Actually,
good, but no.
A lot of the audience feedback in my Twitter feed that I read later was very happy about the no host.
I'm happy about it because the last year everything was so cringy.
We're gonna interact with the peasants now. for
Yeah,
15
yeah.
minutes.
Exactly.
While there's no host, there was a director.
At least there was a
Best director.
Alfonso Cuarón
Cuarón.
for Roma, and I have not seen it, but
can
I
you-
did feel like it could win because
Yeah.
of the buzz, so I picked it, as did Zach and Nico.
Yeah.
So Zach's really the only one of us that saw Roma, and your info that you gave me about Roma makes me not want to watch it.
It's well directed and shot.
And
Boy,
long
I
and draggy.
Want to watch it again?
Yeah,
Except for
exactly.
2 scenes I'll watch on YouTube.
Anybody have any commentary
Nope.
about Roma? I don't think so.
Actor.
All right, so actor is Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody. That was picked by Tina and Nathan. Why did you guys?
I picked that mostly based off previous awards and what was leading up and the buzz around him. I don't think he was the best actor by
He didn't
any
even
means.
sing those songs.
He wasn't the best actor by any means.
Before you say anything, the Elton John one, the guy sang the song.
That's true.
I
That's
don't-
true. But I'm not going to fault somebody for not.
I don't.
being-
Yeah.
Not being
Go.
able to. Sorry, Tina. I stepped on your foot.
He stepped on my foot.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
not,
you were.
I'm not going to fault somebody for not being Freddie Mercury.
I don't think he was the best actor, but based off the buzz around him, yeah.
Yeah, I went solely on the buzz.
Who else was in the best actor? Anybody remember?
So
Viggo
Viggo
Mortensen.
Mortensen,
Um,
Viggo was great, but I don't know if he's.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley,
Was
No,
Yeah,
I think
Bradley
Bradley
Cooper.
was nominated.
And I can't comment. I didn't see that movie. I think
Star is
he's,
Born is amazing. Bradley Cooper's amazing in pretty much anything he does.
I don't disagree. Although most of the time he just plays himself.
Not in the Star is Born.
Right. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
Yeah.
All right.
As for you had Christian Bale, Vice, Bradley Cooper, Star is Born, Willem Dafoe at Attorney's Gate, and Viggo Mortensen, Green Book.
Okay.
So the only one I really question is Willem Dafoe because I hear he's amazing. We haven't
Yeah,
gotten that
that-
movie here
I
yet.
thought it was going to be Christian Bale.
I thought it was going to be Christian.
Because
Christian
he
Bale-
put on the weight, he did the makeup.
Did he put on
Yeah,
all the
but he
weight, or
does-
did they pat
Yeah.
him up?
No.
No, he put on all the weight.
he
Yeah,
still
but
did
that's
that.
the thing, though. I think they're trying to shy away from those extremes.
Or they're just tired of Christian Bale doing that all the time.
Yeah, right.
When
Because
It's like,
2012.
all right, Christian Bale, you have a gimmick. We
you,
get it.
yeah, you did the Machinist and Batman back to back. We're
Son,
good.
you know that's unhealthy, right?
Exactly.
All right, actress.
All right, so actress. Here's an interesting one. Olivia Colman for The Favorite,
Woo!
and that was picked by
Only
Mike.
Mike.
Only
She
Mike.
wasn't even expecting to win.
No.
Yeah.
And her speech was the best of the night.
Yes, it was.
I did not see it, but what
It
was
is
so great about her
amazing.
speech?
Yeah.
It is amazing.
So she was so shocked. She gets up there and literally it takes her a minute to compose. She goes, "Oh my gosh, this is so stressful." And then they're like telling her to wrap up, and she goes, and then she's like sitting there thanking her, and she doesn't know who she's thanking. And at
She's
the
like,
very end, she
my
goes-
kids at home who are probably watching. Wait, they might not be watching this.
Yeah.
Well done.
And then she looks at her Oscar and she goes, "This is never going to happen again." And then at the end, she's like trying to rush off, and she looks down, sees Lady Gaga, and goes, "Oh, Lady Gaga."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She was really good. I had no clue that she would actually win something.
It was a
Everyone
really
thought it was
well.
gonna be Glenn
So
Close.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody
And you
else
know-
She thought it was going to be Glenn Close because Nathan showed us the speech
Yeah,
before
she's
the
like,
show.
Glenn Close,
Yeah.
you've always been an idol. I didn't think it would be like this. I'm sorry.
She literally had the best speech of the night.
Glenn Close is great, but the role that she played, I loved the movie, but it was, to me, run-of-the-mill Glenn Close.
Okay.
Really good, but
Well,
not stretching.
If she had won, it was going to be, well, we haven't given you one before. You've got it at the Library of Work, so...
Yeah, it would, and she would have
If
easily...
it wasn't going to be
but
Glenn Close, it was going to be Lady Gaga.
What, you hate Glenn Close?
No, I hate those awards where
Oh.
it's like, yeah, we messed up. We should have given you... We shouldn't have done it for Taxi Driver and Goodfellas, so here's The Departed.
Which, don't get me started on The Departed.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's meh
just
to
like,
me. Oh, it doesn't age well.
This is you're going to award it to, not
Yeah.
these two? Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I'm just kind of glad to see somebody who deserves it get recognized.
Yeah.
You know, but she's great. We loved her. She should get the award she got for the last scene of that movie.
Oh yeah, that was the
Yes.
scene.
Did you ever watch it, Mike?
I've not got a chance to.
You did not watch it,
It's
but
still
yet you
up
picked
for-
her.
It's still up
Oh,
until Sunday.
It's a Mike pick.
Olivia Colman's one of those people. I'll just vote for her anytime.
Well, what else did she do?
I've
done
been a fan for her for
several
years,
other-
from
yeah,
all
she's
the
done
Mitchell and
several
Webb
other
stuff, and the.
I don't know her for anything else. That's funny.
She was in like all kinds of skit comedy shows in.
Well,
in
I'm glad
UK.
that you support her.
So there is one piece of trivia
That was-
related to this choice.
tried,
if we would
Tina.
like to.
I tried again.
All right, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to save that to the end. All right, supporting actor, which is Mahershala Ali for Green Book. That was Tina, me, and Nico.
Yep.
I love him as an actor, and I support this. I did not see Green Book, but I do support this choice.
Everything that I have seen
He's a good
Mahershala
actor.
Ali in, I have
He's
absolutely loved.
Mahershala is a fantastic actor. I
And-
want to see him in more things.
Yes.
I picked him because he was great.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie
He was
is
acting. He
was
the
great
movie
as
is
Spider-Man.
the movie's just it's fine. The movie's fine, but the only reason that Green Book is as good as it is because of him and
Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen and their chemistry together. And he's great. I mean, I have no issue with this award. I don't remember if there was a male actor in the supporting role that I thought was better.
No.
Yeah, that's the only reason I picked it. It wasn't for anything other than
He's a good actor.
He's good.
He deserves it.
yeah.
Actress supporting.
That's Regina King from If Beale Street Could Talk, and that was Tina, Nathan, me, and Zach. I don't know about you guys. I like to hear, but I specifically picked this one out of politics because she's a good actress. I didn't like her in this movie, but I picked her anyway.
She's done so many things. I think this is a long time coming because.
So it's one of those you should have gotten an award before that. Like
Well,
Zach
I
was
should
doing.
have given that for
I wouldn't
Goodfellas.
say that because wasn't this her first time being nominated for an Oscar?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was her first time being nominated for an Oscar. Yeah.
I will say there are many reasons I'm very glad she won. One of which ended up happening during the award show. Chris Evans like jumped to her rescue, so I got to see Chris Evans.
Yeah, there was one of the memeable moments
dress
was
got stuck on a chair, and he was sitting right next to her, so he instantly jumped and helped her like onto the stage. And I'm just like, oh.
But he's done that with Betty White before.
I know.
Because he legitimately is Captain America. I watched this movie and I told this. I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but I did go see it, and I think the cinematographer was a cinematographer up for an Oscar.
No.
They should have been, because it was beautiful. The movie was beautiful to look at.
I remember you talking about this movie because you were kind of upset that it wasn't in Memphis, that it was in New York.
Yeah.
And I was like,
damn it.
I think it helped too because it was a different performance compared to the other women.
Yeah, but if you watch this movie, it is I'm sorry, it is legit a Lifetime movie. It just is. The story is that way. Like the over exaggerated females with their hand up here and the sweat and the whole thing. And then one dude gets too mad and smacks her, and it's like, oh.
I mean, if it wasn't going to be her, I thought it was going to be Emma Stone.
Emma Stone should have won this.
I think they canceled each other out. Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone.
Yeah,
Emma
I don't
Stone,
think they would have. I don't think either
so
of them had
good.
a chance once the other one was nominated.
They were
She
both
was so good. Yeah, it's true. They were. They were.
Weisz was so good.
Rachel Weisz was amazing
Again,
too.
they canceled each other out.
Rachel Weisz could have won for that last scene.
If only one of them was nominated,
in
then
that movie.
yes, I would have seen that person. But the second that the other one got nominated, game over for both.
So then they had to go with.
Like that time Roger Deakins got nominated twice for cinematography and still lost.
But I mean, if you see this movie,
40% of the category and lost.
you can tell me if I'm wrong, but to me, this movie was beautifully shot. But it's just a Lifetime
She
movie.
deserved
All
it.
right.
No, she didn't.
All right.
Not for this movie.
Okay, so original screenplay.
That's Green Book, and Tina, you picked that one, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You're the only one.
I'm the only one. I picked it because...
Was it strictly gameplay?
Yeah. It was...
Mm-hmm.
I honestly thought that people were going to look at the other nominees for this and be like, oh, but Green Book because of the current political climate. So, yeah that was definitely
And I am so annoyed by this whole thing. Is we're in such a situation, and I think it's always been that way to some degree, but it's more now. These are movies. This is not politics. I mean, this is not, culturally relevant. Take that to the art gallery. This is supposed to be movies. We're supposed to enjoy movies. I don't need your politics.
Well, I think we have to clarify the kind of politics we mean when we say it's not politics. I think we mean like the politics of the Academy itself, not necessarily because politics always inform art of the time. That's just going to happen. But no, it's definitely
is fine. But to have such a heavy impact on whether something wins or loses an award is just so annoying.
But no, yeah, that's why I was saying clarify that it's the politics
it's not like
of
the
Academy.
Oscars have a history of picking subpar movies that fit the times, is it?
Well, and that is one of the jokes. Is often the best picture movies are terrible.
Yeah.
There are plenty of times that's not true, but
you know what disturbs me most about Green Book winning? So now the director who also wrote the screenplay, Peter Farrelly, such acclaimed director of films such as The Heartbreak Kid, Hall Pass, The Three Stooges, Movie 43, Dumb and Dumber 2.
Movie 43. That was Dwayne Pate's movie of the year that year.
He's won an Oscar.
He's won 2 Oscars.
This is like Adam Sandler with his horrible filmography winning an Oscar, and you're going, no.
Is this like Academy Award winning Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Well, no, I would say because it would depend. Like Adam Sandler.
Adam
Sandler has done
if
good.
Suicide Squad went off, like the whole production made
I
a
don't
movie.
I don't think that's fair because
So
you
you're
could.
rejecting if an actress or actor or director, writer gets an award when it's more kind of a condolence thing. It's more like for your body of work, more for this performance. You're complaining about that, but now you're turning around and complaining that somebody
your body of work could disqualify you from getting an Oscar.
Your body of work.
I'm not saying it should disqualify. I just look at it and I go, Samuel Jackson's not won an Oscar too.
Kind of like we all feel about Suicide Squad winning an Oscar.
It's like
we give you hell about it.
I don't care that Suicide. I mean, I don't think it should have won.
I actually love that Suicide Squad won an Oscar. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I think if you deserve an Oscar, you should get it. Like the Adam Sandler scenario. If for some reason Adam Sandler is ever up for an Oscar nomination,
Like if he won an Oscar for Little Nicky, I would throw a fit.
But if
he won an Oscar for Punch Drunk Love, I would have been like, great.
Yeah, if it's something, if he puts it in the performance, if it's the performance, the thing that he's up for, whatever award is, him or whoever's up for an award, if that deserves the award, if it belongs in the category,
like Melissa McCarthy's performance she belonged based off her.
She was amazing, and I hate her.
But she was so good.
So what about the instance? And this is an instance a few years ago where what's his name who is in Jupiter Ascending, Mr. I Need Some Water.
I need some water.
So he came out with The Theory of Everything, where he plays
Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Redmayne. Yeah. He plays what's his name, scientist.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking, yes. And he gets nominated, and then Jupiter Ascending comes out, and everybody reassesses his performance based on that.
But he won.
Yeah, he won, but it was a big question of.
Was it a real big question though, or was it just some hyperbole from the press? Because obviously he won.
Everybody that went and saw that film was like, "Holy crap, he is awful in this film. He's one of the worst actors in that film."
But that's where direction and writing
come in.
Also, overall, that film was just bad.
What's his name from the Star Wars prequels? Luke Skywalker. What's his name?
Mark Hamill?
No, from the prequels.
You said Luke.
You said Luke. Oh, Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
I mean Anakin.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about Hayden Christensen.
I am talking about Hayden Christensen.
Yeah,
but after that third,
didn't play Luke Skywalker.
after that third, but the point is,
I'll just
after,
leave now.
okay, it doesn't matter. After that last prequel, though, he did Shattered Glass and got blew up over it because he was so good.
No memory of that film.
It's really good.
Well, I do.
So, I mean,
it was a school thing.
Yeah, you can't. You really can't judge in that
let's
way.
adapt our mindset into a story.
Anyway.
Yeah, it just whatever they do at that time has to be great.
All right. So adapted screenplay.
Adapted screenplay is Black Klansman, and that was only chosen by Nathan. And I think that was not political, strictly gameplay. Unless you tell me different.
Strategic.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was a good call. I mean,
It worked.
I haven't seen the movie. You said it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not great, but it's good.
Yeah, I was gonna see it, and then somebody in this room spoiled the ending for me.
It wasn't a spoiler.
So foreign language.
Foreign language is Roma. That was picked by Nico, Nathan, Zach, and me.
I picked it based off of Zach's.
I picked it based off.
Yes.
It was the only one that stood out.
I picked it based on.
Yeah.
It's the only one I heard any buzz from.
Right. Yeah, that was.
Either they're not going to give it to Roma and it's going to go to Best Picture, or they're going to give it to Roma and Best Picture is going to go
All right.
something else.
So next up.
Animated feature. All right. That was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, picked by Nico, Tina, and Nathan.
I picked that
The
one
rest of us
I picked that one because it deserved it.
Yes.
It did. I can just. Did you guys watch it? You guys didn't watch it.
What? Spider-Man?
No. The Oscars. You
No.
got it,
No.
right? Because I just had this
But we
vision when I heard it of Nico standing up and yelling at the TV.
Oh, I yelled at Twitter when it happened.
Yeah, no, because of course we follow Bendis, we follow
No,
through the comic
well,
and all
a lot
that,
of comic
so,
writers they posted
it was
about it,
blowing up.
and
Yeah.
I was refreshing the Oscar news because I wanted to see if animated feature had come up yet.
Yeah.
And when it did, it's like, yes, vindication.
Yeah. So my thing was, I wanted it to win. I didn't think it would
I
win.
thought Disney's heft would come into the play.
Same, and that was where the rest of us went. Was into the Incredibles 2 or whatever. I don't know.
I
I'm
saw
excited
Incredibles
this
2. It
one.
wouldn't have earned it.
This movie
Incredibles 2 was
definitely
just meh to
earned
me.
it.
Spider-Man had the buzz, so I was like,
Well, and this was an amazing movie, and it was innovative in look and style. It was just really fun.
I still love that Phil Lord and Christopher Miller have won an Oscar after they got booted off of Star Wars.
But although from the
And
word
then
that we,
Disney loses to them.
but I love the humor in that. From the word though that we were getting about the direction they were taking to Solo, I think it was the right decision.
but Solo ended up being just meh.
Yeah, I enjoyed Solo. It wasn't great, but it was fun for
I
me.
didn't either.
But from my understanding, with all the buzz that was coming out about the script that they had written out, the scenes that they were shooting was they were trying to make it more comedic, more jokey. I don't think that would have worked. I
wouldn't have wanted to see that.
Yeah,
either.
so I think it was probably the right decision for Disney. But that said, you're right, Zach. It's hilarious. Disney.
You know what I really want now? You know how they do that a lot of times. Distributors will do. MGM used to be really great about this. Is they would repackage and reissue their Oscar winners with an Oscar winning banner at the top. I would love to have Into the Spider-Verse with that gold banner across the top.
Well, I don't know if it's in home release yet.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I know.
so
I would love for them to come out with
it's
that.
still like we were eating dinner and it's like you come see Spider-Man still in theaters.
Yeah, so we're like,
Release.
whew.
Yeah, it was probably it's like at the tail end of this run. I got a little bit of an extension for the Oscars, and now it's going to stay in there for probably 2-3 more weeks.
Yep.
Oh, it's got a good steelbook too.
Oh, there's a steelbook already?
And I have to buy this
No
one separately.
4K steelbook though.
I have to buy this one separately because it won't be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe box set.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's not Phase 3.
No.
So.
I'm so annoyed.
Wait, hold on. There's a secondary steelbook.
What? Is it 4K?
It is not 4K.
It'll be 4K later.
Gosh,
Damn
what
it.
is this?
Sony will put out a 4K.
So, yeah, remind me. We have to discuss that in the stuff coming out.
All right.
All right, sound editing, Bohemian Rhapsody.
No one got it.
No one chose this movie.
Because
It was-
it didn't deserve it. Not for
I mean,
sound editing.
So,
It's always the loudest movie wins.
so
Because
I
the
saw
first
it,
one was loud.
and I enjoyed the concert sequences, the way they were put together, and it sounded fine, but it doesn't stand out to me. I
No,
just didn't-
especially not up against
I'm
A Quiet
sorry,
Place.
but
Did-
Or...
place.
Was it? I was
Yeah.
gonna say
That's
it was,
where everybody
it
went.
Should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
that's what-
all the rest of us
It
went
was
a
a
quiet
movie
place.
focusing on sound,
Mm-hmm.
and they did so well
Or
on
lack
it.
thereuld.
Or
and,
lack thereof.
And maybe
Hold on,
that
hold
is
on.
what
Cut
hurt
to
it.
clean.
Is people thought, well,
Maybe,
this
maybe that's it. That's it right there. No, it's like we were talking about earlier. This isn't an award for this movie. It's an award for the history. Bohemian Rhapsody didn't win it. Queen won it.
Queen won it. Wow.
I mean, both sound mixing and editing. It's just like
Yeah, I
Spoilers,
legit,
by so we don't have to cover sound.
the sound
editing.
mixing. I legit think it's the voters were like, well, there's no sound in Quiet Place.
Yeah, they're dumb.
Yeah, but they've proven that they're dumb.
Yeah.
So, all right. So visual effects, First Man. No one picked that.
I can't believe that. I'm
shocked.
sorry. I saw the film and I thought they were just all right.
I believe, if memory serves, most of us leaned into Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean,
It was beautiful.
Thanos alone was like, oh my god.
Maybe the Academy was just thinking we're giving too many Marvel Oscars. Because
Maybe,
of
but-
all the ones Black Panther got, which I don't necessarily think.
Is there
Should've
any
got.
visual
Well,
effects
actually,
in First
I
Man that
don't know
stand
about
out
that.
to you?
We'll get to it. Yeah, we'll see.
Truly, is there any visual effects in First Man that stand out to you?
No.
As revolutionary or
No.
just sets the bar?
What stands out to me about that movie is your boy directed that, and it was not good.
Boy.
Your boy.
Boy.
All right.
Boy.
Sure, there are sequences where I'm like, yeah, that's CG, but at no point was I like, that's moving.
That's
the ball
really
forward
good.
or
Yeah.
really good. It just
And then,
felt
and
fine.
then we, IMAX. Oh,
Okay.
I mean, if we're talking
All
about
right.
those scenes, if
Why
that was
did it
100%
win?
CG, I would be blown away. But
Well,
that's just a set. It just looked like a set.
All right.
all right.
Film editing.
Film editing. This is
Also,
Place close.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Wow.
And also, nobody.
No
voted
one
for
picked
it.
this one, and I just,
I don't get it.
as a film editor, I look at this and I'm like, there was nothing special about the cut. The
yeah.
favorite was beautifully edited. I just don't
Yes.
understand.
Even Black Huntsman was bad editing.
So what is
Sorry.
what is the motivation you guys think of it winning so many awards?
I don't know. It because
That's a Queen.
yeah, no, that's it. It's the for the history
That's
of
how
Queen.
really
annoying it
It's
is
a
every time.
tribute.
Closet
accolade,
Queen
yeah.
fans.
I get yes, the Academy, huge Queen fans.
I mean, I would see Vice over this. I mean, I
No,
understand.
no.
I'm not saying it was good, but I can understand if they went to Vice, I'd understand it.
I mean, Vice. This is Bohemian Rhapsody is better than Vice. I
No,
saw them both.
I get that, but if
Yeah.
if it won, I'd be like, okay, I understand.
Yeah, well, and there's some place where like I think Vice could have easily won
Because usually
for
it's
visual
like
effects.
The movie with the most cuts equals best editing. When that's
Yeah.
just not the case.
All right, animated short.
Animated short was
Bow.
Bow and Nico, Zach, Nathan, Tina, me. We all
Everybody
picked
but
it.
Mike.
Everybody but Mike.
I literally just jumped on the bandwagon with everybody because I didn't know anyone.
It's
Same.
It's
It's
the
adorable.
Pixar. It's the Pixar short. So Pixar,
That's right.
Pixar
That's what it
Animation
was.
still got an Oscar,
Yeah.
and it's good.
And honestly, okay, so going to Pixar Disney movies, you always get a short. So you've seen a decent amount of shorts. This one was the first time I remember a group of people, like packed audience, going in the middle of a short.
Oh, I love it.
It
Yeah.
was so
I
good.
love
No,
it.
I love the
It's great.
reaction. It was amazing.
It was great.
Oh, this is
I think it's the most
salad.
memorable.
This might be the first winner that I have no issues with.
Yeah.
Well, other than the End of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Those two are the only winners.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Live action
That's
short.
All right. Live action short was Skin, and only Nathan picked this one.
That makes sense.
And I picked it based
Didn't we all
On the
pick
name,
different
yeah.
ones?
On the name.
Yeah.
We all picked different ones.
We
Yeah.
all picked different
We
ones.
were
in
like,
this
surely
one.
one of us will win.
Well, we got it.
Yeah, we've got nothing to say about this one. None of us have seen these.
All right.
All right, documentary short was Period End of Sentence, and that was Nathan, Nico, and
I picked
Tina.
it based off this title.
I picked it because I was really hoping a documentary about menstruation would win.
I picked it based on the title. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that what that's about?
Yes.
Yes,
Wow. Okay.
It's on
So
Netflix.
Yeah.
weird side. Okay.
I would be way more excited if it were actually about grammatical structure of sentences.
So weird side note. One of my students at the film school did a documentary about women's periods, and
Well,
it was a
this
dude.
one's
I was gonna say, is it the one
Yeah.
that just won an Oscar?
This one is more so about the discrimination that Indian women face in their culture when they
Okay.
have their
Oh, this
menstrual
is
cycle.
Indian women
Yeah.
specifically. Okay, well that's different.
Yeah.
This dude just interviewed some people at his church.
What?
Yeah, totally.
I'm curious now.
I am not.
I don't know if I want to watch it. It's like a trade wreck curious. Like this has got to be awful.
It's pretty fascinating. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't get my period
I knew a
because
guy-
Jesus loves me.
All right, original score.
Original score went to Black Panther. No,
No
one
one
picked
got
this
kidding
one.
me.
So this really annoys
Are
me.
you hum Black?
I was gonna say the same thing. Can
hum
you?
the theme?
What's
Hum
the
any
theme?
theme?
That to me is you know when
That's
John,
unbelievable.
when John Williams wins for score, it's like of course because you can hum right along. You know
Yeah.
that music. This
My boss hums the theme to Indiana Jones, and he has never seen Indiana Jones.
What?
Like,
that's
dumb.
I judge you.
That's
why
bad.
judge me? I've
Yeah,
seen
Or I
it.
think
Did
you're
you
on-
let that happen?
Yeah, you need to show your boss
I
Indiana
thought the score to
Jones.
Black Klansman was better. I thought the score to Out Dogs was better. I thought Mary Poppins Returns was bland. But Black Panther was
better.
the blandest. It was just wallpaper.
I don't-
It was not a score.
This has to be, and I hate to say it, but I actually lean back in for this particular win to the thing that Nathan was talking about at the
Yes.
beginning.
Well, there's a couple of these.
Well, but I don't think it needed it because Black Panther has 2 other Oscars, and I think it's fair for the other Oscars that it got.
Well, we'll get to those.
But no, and I think we'll get to those. But
this one,
like, I'm not as I don't find the others as objectionable in any way. I think
I will
it's-
say that I agree with you on that. This one, if you can't remember the music, then why are you giving it?
Yeah.
Does anybody remember? Wasn't it?
that Mary Poppins?
I
one
didn't
of the
see it.
ones?
Mary Poppins
It was.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the music.
I thought it was pretty meh coming out because I couldn't hum any song.
But still, if
Nothing
you're
stood out
gonna
to me.
give an award for like the history or something, let's give Mary Poppins an Oscar.
No, I
Well,
wouldn't give it for this one. I mean, I
Fair
chose
enough.
I chose
I mean, I
Iron
would do
Dogs because
original
it was a
score
good
for
score.
that. I mean,
That's the
'cause
point.
Oh,
If it wasn't, if it wasn't that, I mean, Star is Born could have won.
I don't know the score
It
for A
wasn't
Star Is
nominated.
Born.
but at least
It wasn't nominated.
the next up,
But-
original
but-
song, "Shallow" from A Song Is Born.
For A Star Is Born, and Nathan,
Damn it.
me, and Nico picked this one.
Yep.
Because I wanted the Buster Scruggs one.
And I know you did, but it had no shot. It had no shot.
Oh, but it's good.
And I think Mike also picked that one with you. But
Yeah.
this song, like, I hear it in my dreams and nightmares. I've heard it so
That is
much.
so
It's funny because I
weird.
haven't heard that song till they performed.
Really?
Yeah,
I've heard it so many times.
I have yet to hear that song.
I do not
Really?
know. I'll go this way. I do not know if I've heard that song just because I'm horrible with songs.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
that's
fair
Lady
enough.
Gaga
Yeah.
can't resist Lady Gaga-ing the song where she goes, ha, ha, like during.
Can we never have Zach doing that
so-
noise in a podcast ever
Can we
again?
all agree,
Yeah, my
though-
stomach turned just a little bit.
Can we all agree though that the performance of All Fight was bad?
I didn't see it.
I don't
Which
know.
is-
No.
Which one was that one?
Bad.
I don't even know.
From RBG.
Was there a performance?
Which
just
was the
from-
one
okay.
that I
Oh
remember
my
Tina
gosh.
picked.
I was
You
gonna
picked
I
that
think
one.
so, yeah.
I think
Ears are
Jennifer
Uh,
Hudson sang it, and she was really
somebody else picked that one. Somebody else picked that one with you, I think.
May have been. I don't remember.
think it was
Could have
just
been
me.
Yeah,
It might have just been you.
Anyway,
I love that movie, but I can't remember that song
Yeah.
either.
production design.
Production design, and the winner is Black Panther.
think that is deserving.
That
think
went.
that's
fair. Yeah.
That was Tina and I picked that one.
Yeah.
I think the amount of world building and that went into that movie was
Yeah, because
So
it wasn't
really
just like,
good.
oh, it's set in an African country. It's like, no, we have to make it like we
My-
have to create it.
I picked it because I figured it was going to win.
Had to recreate the 70s Mexico.
I thought that was
from
the only
scratch.
one Black Panther was going to win for.
What else was nominated?
We had The Favorite, First Man, Mary Poppins Returns, and Roma. All really, I mean, they're almost all period piece. They
My
are all
thing,
period
well,
piece.
and my thing here is I'm so on the fence on it because part of me feels like
But
that
Black
the
Panther was
favorite
all CG.
should have won because it actually had sets and real things. Where I think most
Roma
of the
had
production
real sets,
design
Mary Poppins had
for
real sets, First Man had real
yeah,
sets,
most of the
Black
production for
Panther
Black
was not
Panther
real
is
sets.
CG. Yeah, so
That's why I was so
I
upset.
picked
was
it
like,
because I figured it was going to win, not because I thought it should. It's all CG stuff. It's not actual production.
It's visual effects.
It's
Man,
visual
if you
effects.
have a guy on a chair and they got some wood hanging up and the rest is green screen, I'm sorry, that is not production.
Yeah, I agree. I just simply picked it because I thought it would win, not because it. And now the other side of it is, and we're going to get into this more too with some of the other awards, is the kind of production design that you get in The Favorite, just based off the kind of movie it was, the period it's set in. We've seen a lot.
Yes.
We've seen so many times. It was beautifully shot, and that made it different. But we've seen those set pieces before. All right, cinematography. This was one of the text messages I got from Zach. Oh, I told you, man. I told you.
Nobody else believed me.
Roma was going to win for cinematography. Didn't help you in your overall game, though, and we'll get to that in a minute.
You know what? Guess what? My name and no one else's is next
That's
to that.
exactly
title.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
and no one else's was next to.
Because I watched the film and I was like, that's the best cinematography.
All right. Next
Immediately.
up,
Costume design. Black Panther won this one.
Oh no, I will
can
fight
see
you on
that,
this
man.
one.
No, I'm
So,
sorry.
who did you pick?
I picked Black Panther.
No,
I
you didn't. You
No one picked
You
it.
want Black Panther,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you didn't pick Black Panther.
Yeah, I was
So-
hoping Black Panther would win. I think I went with like a safe period piece.
I can see this one winning, however, I mean, the favorite
I mean-
of Buster Scruggs, Mary Poppins
I'm
Returns.
sorry.
Okay, so this gets to what I was
Scots.
saying earlier. You picked that one, Mary Queen of Scots, and I can't figure out why.
Me?
Nathan.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's right. Because I think we picked the favorite.
the favorite. And the thing is, as I've thought about it since we had the game, it's another one of those situations where the favorite was beautiful, but we've seen those Victorian era dresses over and over and over again 100 times in other movies. So it's not really that innovative. To be fair, I mean, the Black Panther, I'm okay with this win.
I mean,
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, for me, all I have to do to remind myself that this, well, one, I shouldn't have to remind myself, but to remind myself that this movie deserved it is look at Angela Bassett's clothing and the intricacy. Like, that is some
I think it has.
detail.
I think it has. Black Panther does have a lot of good, outside of the superhero suit. Good other character outfit design.
Yes, fact is, the superhero suit is not far from what we've seen before.
Yeah, no. If
But
you're
like
if you're just going in,
Shuri's outfit when they're at the waterfall battle.
if you're going into it just
Like-
thinking of like costume design, thinking of specifically the Black Panther costume, it's not that.
No,
special.
it's the supporting characters.
It's everyone else.
M'Baku's? Oh, that's what it was. Production design for M'Baku. M'Baku's throne room.
Yeah, that was pretty.
That
good.
was like
But
the
most
only
of that
thing-
was probably
yeah.
CGI, best I could tell.
No, this was sad.
No,
So
that was
they,
all-
they went up to a mountain.
Yeah.
And they,
No,
No,
the
the
throne room.
backside, but like the hanging bones and the throne room and
built
all
it,
of
that
that
was
stuff was built. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at them bonus features. I don't know about that business.
Go ahead. All right, makeup-
but yeah, I'm fine with that one.
All right.
And I'm actually fine with this one too. Makeup
Yeah.
and hairstyling. The winner was Vice, and that was Tina, me, Nico, and Zach.
Yeah, it's
Boy, I would have
creepy.
loved if Border won. Though.
It's creepy how well they did on that.
And it's all for what's his name?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale's character.
Yep.
They did. It's a creepy, weird, great job they did on him. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but I really want Border to win, though.
I need to see
All right.
Border, and I will be able to very soon.
Like, I looked at the actors out of makeup.
Okay.
And I was like, no way.
All right,
It's
so
that dramatic.
documentary.
Documentary feature. This one kind of an free solo one, and that was picked by Zach and Mike. And it sounds weird for me to say that this one annoys me in a way because I loved this movie. It probably was my second or third favorite doc of the year. But the rest of us picked RBG,
Yeah.
and I thought RBG was.
It's so weird how
Stellar.
off we were on, because like especially this year, it's like it's going to be between going into the year for most of the year. It's going to be between RBG and Won't You Be My Neighbor. Then Won't You Be My Neighbor doesn't even get picked.
Doesn't even get nominated.
So it's got to be RBG, and it's not RBG, and it's so crazy how the obvious ones were not.
You
winning.
know, and it's so funny, and it's hard to get into the heads of people. But it almost makes you feel like, okay, so if you're a voter you're sitting there thinking, well, everybody always accuses us of voting politically, so I'm not going to vote for this movie.
Well, I mean, that's the fun part about our game, because we keep trying to get into the heads of voters.
Yeah.
We can't.
We just can't get there.
Do we get the picks from Alan? Because next year I'm just going to ask him for the picks, and I'm going to win by landslide.
Alan used to be pretty good at winning.
He just did the
He
debate.
didn't care. It was
It
just,
was just a cynical vote. It was like, yes, that's.
But you know, of the 3 documentaries that were in my favorites of the year, this is one of them. So if you haven't seen Free Solo, you guys need to spend some time, because that movie is good. RBG, as far as depth of character and historical value, is better. I think it has more weight, but Free Solo.
This is the one that you
beautiful.
were like, oh, like I had to remind myself I was sitting in a theater,
Yeah.
and not on a cliff.
It was so intense. I
Yeah.
mean, and they climbed the side of this mountain with some big old IMAX cameras and shot some sequences and stuff, and it's terrifying.
All right. And then we already said the next one.
We already
sound
talked
mixing.
about sound
Yeah.
mixing, but what I will say is that me, Nathan, and Nico all picked Bohemian
Yep.
Rhapsody for the sound mixing, and that was strictly for me just gameplay.
So now,
So here are the numbers.
How
as
did
they
everyone
stand.
do?
no, let's just skip this part.
So Mike, you got 2.
Mike got 2.
Mike got 2. This is
More
a
than
banner
I
year
planned.
for you.
Yeah.
Zach, you got 7.
Yay!
Now,
In a 3-way
this has never happened in the history of this game with us, but a 3-way tie.
tie for second place.
Me, Nico, and Tina. We all got 9. Nice
Number
job.
9.
Nice job. And Nathan got 11. Moving on.
I am the champion, my friend.
Next year we should
That's ironic considering.
Next year we should.
Oh yeah.
I keep saying this, but next year we should also throw $5 in a hat. It would be really.
Oh, no.
You just want to
I
lose
would
your
rather
money
just
because you absolutely always lose.
But then we have a winner, and the winner can like make it rain.
I'm used
That's
to
true.
it.
No,
That's true.
Then we have quarters and we make it hail.
So it would have to be for the person with the most points and potentially the person with the least points, because then you have people competing for the
No,
bottom
because
against Mike.
I was gonna say it's because Mike who wins
Exactly.
the bottom. All right.
All right, so let me bring
now-
up this here film ball situation.
All right, we do a fantasy film ball every
Give it to me,
uh,
baby. Tell me them scores.
3 times a year. We bet $100 fantasy dollars to see who thinks what movies are going to make the biggest box office draw.
I'm horrible at it.
And so let's see,
Yeah. All right.
let's
so
see how we're doing.
here we go. So currently, I am at $0. Yeah. Zach is currently at $180 million.
Yeah. I'm
Ada.
enjoying my lead right now.
Is at $0. Mike is at $35 million. Nathan is at $131 million, so really close behind. Okay, so Catherine, who's not with us tonight, she is at 128, which is good money for her.
Yeah.
Right behind
Yeah.
me.
Hector, listener to the show, is at 44. Nico is at $0.
Woo!
And last but not least, definitely is Tina at $36 million.
I wish that was just in my bank account.
So that's the number so far, but we have so many movies that have yet to come out.
Including your one and only pick.
My one and only film that's going to win the game for me.
Yeah, probably so.
Still
Yeah.
possible.
But I don't know. There's a lot of movies left, and Mike had so many movies
I have
in this
two.
year.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6.
So 6 movies doesn't sound like much, but it is when we had so many people playing.
Yeah.
If you got 2 movies, you were doing pretty good.
You got 1.
Yeah, he
You- yeah.
catfished it.
Yeah,
He
sure.
was a
So
bottom
my 2
feeder.
movies put me right behind Zach, and then I have 2 more to come out.
Yeah.
Right.
None of my movies. Yeah, we have several of us. That,
Yeah,
like 3
yeah.
that have not had a movie come out yet.
Exactly. And it's
Whereas I think I'm done.
I think I've still got 5 to come out.
Let me see if this they updated this app and it doesn't highlight anymore. I was going to see if Tina was done, but I'll have to tell you that in post. All right, so that's the number so far, and we are playing through the end of April, right?
Yep.
And so the summer box office should be pretty fun.
Which means we're going to have multiple movies coming out on the same weekend.
Yeah.
I do love that Avengers has been pushed into April as opposed to May.
It's
Yeah.
it's a little scary for me because it's legit. It's either the 26th or the 28th.
Yeah,
One tiny thing happens and they pushed it 3 days, I would be screwed. I would be screwed. Oh no, we're gonna release it May 1st.
Disney, if you're listening, do it.
And then we have to rebid for it.
Oh God.
Steven's like, $100K.
Do it, please. I'm begging you.
All right, so we have a little thing to talk about. Mike, you haven't participated in this yet, and Zach, I saw that KJ watched one of the Fire Festival documentaries.
You guys watched both. You've watched both.
You watched both.
You watched both.
So now I, as of yesterday, watched both.
So
And
everybody,
watched
but Mike has seen both.
Right.
Congratulations.
So, congratulations. It's fascinating though that two completely separate documentaries about the same subject have come out within like literally a month of each other.
Mm-hmm. So let's get something to the audience real quick.
Do it.
So there are two documentaries about a failed musical festival a couple of years ago called Fire Festival.
Big headline news.
Yeah, big headline news. A lot of people saw pretty much millennials looking like they were getting scammed out.
Rich
millennials being scammed out, having to basically camp out in FEMA tents and an island in the Bahamas.
Do you know about this festival, Mike?
No.
Okay, so here's the gist of kind of what happened.
It's supposedly co-run by Ja Rule and also this really shady individual named Billy McFarland.
I mean, I believe it means yes rule.
Yes.
So they were legit paying like $10,000, $12,000, $15,000
for the base
for tickets to be able to stay in a villa.
That is not true. There were some tickets going as low as under $600.
No, I'm talking about the people who got scammed the worst.
Yeah.
Is they thought they were going to go stay in a villa and be like Bonnaroo all weekend.
It was going to be like all inclusive.
Well, like
it was going to be like
a posh
Coachella.
Bonnaroo. Yeah.
More like Coachella.
Some people would be on a yacht because
You
you're in the
would be
Bahamas.
with your favorite celebrities, like literally right there.
And then people got there, and there were FEMA tents set up everywhere that were left over from the hurricanes.
They realized, oh crap!
The beach turned into a gravel pit.
Yeah.
Well,
the beach was a gravel pit. Yeah.
Trucking sand.
And this was an island in the Bahamas.
They
did truck
on
in
the same
sand.
island of Sandals where it was supposed to be on.
It was right down from Sandals.
Yeah, they were basically
Escobar's
island.
Yeah, so that was a funny thing.
Did they have hippos?
No.
They did say that in their promotional materials there's an island of pigs.
I don't think anybody.
Well, no. The island of pigs was part of their promotional.
That's what he said.
Stuff
it was in the promotional video that they shot, which is seen in the documentary about one of the things. The models
running on the beach and like petting the pigs. And all
so
that
I locked in on this because the first one because it popped up on Netflix and Netflix feels like they have to push every documentary to my suggested feed now. But it had music, and I always watch music docs. So I thought, okay, let me see this. And it really informed me about how differently I use social media. Because I'm on social media a lot. But I had never heard of this thing before the documentary.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Had heard nothing of it until the documentary was out.
I heard a lot about it.
I was following this like crazy when it was.
Well, no. I mean, not after it failed, but I'm talking about the promotional the event itself happening.
So but before it became a news thing.
Yeah,
I remember like Kendall Jenner. I remember
like scrolling through Instagram and seeing like Orange Square, a couple of Gundam posts.
At this point, I will retract my statement. I'm not a music. It's not my fandom. So I am with you, Steven. It's not something that caught my eye until the news of it being a failure hit the weekend that it was happening.
And, someone should do a generational documentary with this at the core, taking a look back at the sort of the way this generation uses social media and the way how easy they are to get scammed over a lot of things. Because what they did to promote it was fascinating. They spent a bunch of money. They went to influencers. Influencers, to me, are stupid anyway because it's just people who are popular for being popular. And they had all of them promote on their social media accounts. So everybody, these millennials that were following them got keyed into it through that. And that was the total of their promotion for the event. And it sold out.
Yeah, I think it's
just by doing that.
It was a brilliant marketing campaign. If they were actually able to deliver on the event, it would have
blown out.
It would have been
down as one of the best festivals.
But nobody.
They didn't. The ticket prices were too low.
Well,
there were several problems, several
they
issues.
made all these promises without looking to see if they could achieve it.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing is they tried to start selling tickets and have the concert in the same year.
Yeah, this kind of event would have
yeah.
taken a year and a half to 2 years easily to need to actually plan. This is, especially since they're doing this in an island, the Bahamas, that does not have the resources for the kind of event they need.
It doesn't have the infrastructure. I mean, with our event, it's what?
Yeah, we run a small little anime convention for 6,000 people. It takes a year to plan it. They were doing it for like 5 months, basically.
Yeah.
And
they were hoping to get tens of thousands
and they kept
of
hemorrhaging
people.
staff while doing it because their staff kept telling them that they couldn't do it. So they kept ignoring
Firing
those staff
them.
and firing them.
And hiring people who would say yes.
There was no way this event was ever going to work the way they were running it. But if a
Which is why I was following
competent event runner was actually in the helm of this, I think it would have worked. But this was a
So full disclosure, the Netflix film is done by.
Well, wait. This gets to what I was going to say. This is what's the most fascinating part is I saw the Netflix film first, and I thought, okay, well, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
It to me, the Netflix film is more personal. It focuses on the personal stories a lot more. It interviews
focuses
people
on the
who
crew
went,
organizing it, as well as some of the people who
but the interviews with the people who did the thing, talked about how much of a struggle it was and how wrong they thought everything was and all this stuff. And then you find out in the Hulu documentary that the people that made the Netflix one were the marketing team that had been hired to promote the event.
Yeah.
So of course they came out
It's
scot-free
easy to
in
shoot
their
yourself as
documentary.
the victim if you're the one behind the
They
camera.
made themselves part of the victim, and when you see the Hulu one, I was fascinated because they're in criminal court too because they're part of it and they screwed the whole thing the whole way. It's just fascinating to see those two sides of it.
I think both are, I wouldn't say required, but if you want the picture, you kind of need to see both and put it together.
So
because
I want
while
someone to make a 4-hour cut.
I like
3.5-hour cut
while
of the best.
The
well-
Hulu one really focused more on the legal aspect of everything,
Yes.
whereas the Netflix one talked about the overall experience.
Was focused on the event.
Yeah.
But that was very strategic on their part
It-
because that marketing firm was able to tell the story and kind of wash their hands of it.
It did make them
But it
feel.
wasn't just the marketing firm in the Netflix one. Like, what's his name's best good guy friend was willing
Andy
to go,
something.
Go
Do
put mouthwash in and go suck a D.
Take one for the team.
Oh, he
That scene was
legit.
incredible.
That
It
scene-
is.
I'd heard about this because it was an internet meme.
Yeah,
and
it
then
was
when
an
I-
internet meme
when-
the second that documentary came
Still,
out.
The
I was not.
dude-
I was not prepared when I saw it.
The
It was-
dude that sponsors it asked his friend because they were trying to get stuff through customs, right?
Yeah.
To go down and
water,
Water.
bottles of water.
It's to go down and suck the penis of the customs
See,
director.
I love-
because that's what he wanted.
So
And he
there
was
were-
going to do it. He was going to do it.
So there was an internet joke video with Jim O'Heir, who plays Jerry in Parks and Recreation, basically doing that video because Aubrey Plaza got him to do it, just like the Billy McFarlane character.
The Costco people wouldn't
Give us the water.
So I
So
went
definitely-
down and I did it.
Park and Rec fans go look at that. But no, it's a fascinating thing. The thing I don't buy entirely his naivety of because
the guy who created it.
no, not
Andy.
the guy. Andy, the guy
taking
who
one for the team.
take one for the team
Because
guy.
he had said that he had been in business with Billy
He's been in
for years.
he said it for about 5 years, but he said he's been in event planning for decades, for a couple of decades.
Yeah.
So he should have known.
He should have known.
Yeah.
None of this should have been any.
Well, there's a difference between planning weddings and stuff like that and festivals.
You're right.
I mean, if he's been in event planning, because he probably planned events for the clubhouse for the Magnesis card.
From
stuff,
what I looked up,
parties,
from what I looked up, it seemed like he was more larger
Party.
scale, not party, more corporate, but large scale kind of corporate events.
Which
but
that's not as hard to plan as like a freaking festival.
You're right. It's not. But even still, like I like you said, we run a small anime con.
Yeah.
I know that. I know
The basics,
I know the
core bones
basics,
of how you
which
do
gives me an
something.
idea of the extra amount of stuff that I don't know how to do that would be required for such an event. He should have that and be able to go, oh, this is out of my depth. We are not prepared to do this.
Yeah.
And so I don't buy his naivety in the Netflix one. Just like how I think the Netflix one also kind of sanitizes the marketing agency.
Right.
I think the Hulu one is a bit of a colder and a bit sharper of a viewpoint. It does go into the legalities more, which I'm more interested in on my side.
In the storytelling.
But that said, I'm sure
I'm with Zach. I like both of them because I liked seeing all the video that
yeah,
people
I like both. I love seeing both, and I think there's probably stuff in the Hulu one that is also
if
fairly
you're not
biased.
going to be able to interview Billy, you need to go and redo your documentary. I'm sorry, you do.
Yeah.
Especially, he's the head of these things.
Well,
so
no, that's
The interview process with Billy was sucky.
No.
Oh no!
But I want him. And when you go over to Hulu, they interviewed him.
Yeah.
The Hulu, Billy McFarlane, which is the guy who owns the
so fascinating as a human being.
But
he is just so
yeah, but you can't sit there and say, "Oh, well, I'm not going to do this documentary if I can't interview the main guy." That happens all the time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that point.
Yeah, I mean, I think the story is still
It
tellable.
felt empty in that regard. It's like, who is this guy? And I want to interview him.
Even
I don't
in
know
Netflix,
his
I got
side.
a sense that he's a scammer.
Yes, I got the sense of what other people thought about him. But I want it from his.
So here's the thing. Here's the difference. You do get that idea from Netflix. The thing is different from Netflix is that he's like a boogeyman in Netflix. He's not a person.
Whereas
He's
the
an
Hulu
enigma.
one, in the Hulu one, you see him trying to come off as almost incompetent, like the beloved idiot.
That's the bias. That's the Hulu bias.
Have you guys seen The Jinx? The Jinx on HBO?
No.
Okay, I'm not talking anything about it. You need to watch it. It's freaking great. But that part at the end where they had called him out, and he's like, "I'm taking a 10-minute break." It just reminded me of The Jinx because there's a sequence I just felt like, okay, he's going to leave now because
I thought he was going to be gone.
There was a pattern of that even showcased in the Netflix one where they're talking about, he would leave the room and go get on a jet ski and then just come back because he didn't want to deal with the hard stuff. I mean, I didn't need the interview with Billy at all.
I agree with you, but I'm happy to have gotten it.
I'm happy to have gotten it. I thought it was
But
fascinating.
I got a sense of who he was based off the video footage, background planning, based off how he was at the event. I
I feel like the best version of this is a 3.5 hour cut.
Yeah,
where
both.
You take both and you just make it one long, restructure and reformat it. But I feel like these are good films. Let's make a better one.
So there's a sequence. So
there.
obviously, I mean, I feel like, and KJ and I talked a little bit about this on Facebook because she messaged me as I posted about it and said, "Well, I like the Netflix one the best," and I'm like, "Yeah, but it's biased, and it's obviously biased.
It's more entertaining."
Yeah, it is. It's biased.
It's biased.
It is 100%. Now, to be fair, there is a sequence at the end of the Hulu one where they're intercutting. They had like Siri or a dictator read emails in some sequences. There's a part in there where they're talking about him. They had Billy saying something, and they would do quick cuts between this Siri email reading and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
But they were zooming in on the emails for dramatic effect, but it was also taking away from who those emails were from and who was actually saying it. So it became more manipulative to me.
Some of those emails, it was like his mom and like girlfriend or
but in this sequence at the end when they were building up the drama, they were doing it for dramatic effect, and I'm like, you're kind of manipulating me a little bit here because I don't know who's saying what, and are you just pulling things out of context here
all
for
of
dramatic
this,
effect?
All this said, really the only difference between the two in terms of that is that the Netflix one kind of tries to protect the marketing agency more than the Hulu one.
Absolutely.
Whereas the Hulu one throws them under the bus as well. But they both do a good amount of rightful character assassination on Billy McFarlane and to a lesser extent
because
Ja
it's
Rule.
deserved.
Yeah.
Now,
they needed to put assassination on Ja Rule too.
Yeah.
So
which is why
the Netflix one did more of that.
The
I think.
Netflix one did do more of that, especially when they get into the whole. Like the Hulu one saying, Ja Rule didn't really know much about this, whereas the Netflix one was like, no, it was my idea, and here's me in the meeting. It's like,
okay, so there's one little
got
thing
yourself there.
in the Hulu one that is 100% manipulative, but I was sitting in here watching it, and I just bust out laughing. It cracked me up because they had an ex-member of the marketing agency, like spilling his guts, everything that happened behind.
Yeah, because they fired him.
Well,
afterwards.
okay, so at the end,
Which, by the way, he actually owns the Fire Festival Twitter account.
Yeah.
I looked it up.
So there's a scene at the end of it though where he's talking about how they manipulated and they built this fake brand and how all this branding stuff was controlling people, and he's sitting behind a Mac computer in a white room, and at the end of it he says his piece and he gets up and walks out, and they dump to black with just the Mac computer right there. It looked like a magazine ad for a Mac laptop, and I just bust out laughing. I'm like, what are you trying to say to me right there?
They had to make their money somewhere.
I think
Exactly.
Netflix did make the marketing team look poorly too, because they're all doing interviews and saying, "Oh, well, we didn't agree." Well, no one stood up and said, nobody point blank stood up and said, "No, we're not doing this. No, don't do this." Everyone was at fault because they kept going along with it.
Yeah, but they
I think you got to watch them again because that Netflix one protected those markets.
Well, here's the thing. You couldn't make them entirely 100% innocent. There's no way that was going to happen. So the Netflix one had to have. There's no way to take any of that out. But that said, they still come across better in the Netflix one.
Yeah.
If you watch the Netflix one, though, anytime that they have some piece of that in there like that, they follow it immediately with like, "We tried to talk to Billy and he just wasn't hearing it. That's when he took off to ride his jet ski." They put everything on their shoulders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, that's how they protected themselves. They were like, it was desperate times and our leader wasn't running the show. They would always sort of pass the buck in that one. Mm-hmm. And that bothered me when I watched the movie, but I was still riveted because of the personal stories. No, the Hulu one was much better about it. The Hulu was like,
I still got that because you still had people saying, "Oh, we knew it wasn't going to work." No.
Now, the one thing that I did find 100% more compelling in the Netflix version is both of these movies, ironically, I mean, it's like, I don't know, like they were almost talking to each other about their format, like their interview format, because the Hulu one had their lead bartender.
Yes.
The Netflix one had their lead builder.
Yeah.
Both guys from the Bahamas, and both like freaking out because neither one of them believed the thing could actually
I will
pull
say
off.
the Netflix one,
I love the builder.
at the end focused a lot, and it really on the
people
in
the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
They were
their
screwed.
lives were destroyed.
And you really only got that in a liner note at the end of Hulu.
It's very true because a lot of people were promised
like
work.
The
they were come work to help us build this.
Who paid her workers out of her savings that she was going to use.
I do think the Hulu one, the Netflix one, focused more on that, which I think is a very important thing.
It's a compelling story, but there were so many compelling stories. Something had to go.
It's so easy to concentrate though on the comedic millennials got frauded bit, but very much things like that were
people who worked around the clock who were not allowed to go home.
Yeah,
because they were
14-hour days.
Yeah. Like those people got screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Screwed.
And if you look at what was given, like, where did all this money go, really? Because all that did not cost.
They spent $2 million on liquor.
I was going to say, and they imported $2 million in liquor, but no one bothered to check what the import tax was.
25%. Almost $1 million.
Yeah.
But I want to know though too, if you like the price of tents and all this, and nobody got paid really, where did this freaking money go?
Why do you think?
Oh yeah, it's a hustle. It's a hustle.
Yeah, but where is it?
Right.
Where is it now?
Oh, I think it got spent.
Yeah, totally got spent.
It got spent.
I will say I am looking forward to the sequels that we will get when Ja Rule throws his Fire Festival again.
Well, you know the big thing of it.
Iconic one.
Yeah, well, that was the big core of it. Is they were going to have this app that they were using the festival to promote, and the app was going to be
basically Tinder for reserving musical acts.
Which is a great idea for an app.
Yeah,
but they were hoping to use this festival to market.
Which are other people that also got torpedoed, like the employees for the app,
who had nothing to do with the Fire Festival whatsoever.
So
the whole thing that just fascinates me though, and it's something more on the cultural level, is it's this whole idea that of a certain I don't know, I guess age and class of people just believe everything they read on the internet and just got suckered.
We knew that from them.
But I mean, they just thousands of people just got suckered so easy.
Well, that's because people trust these influencers.
The internet. Yeah. Right.
They trust.
And why? Why would you trust somebody who just?
I don't think
is popular for being popular.
More common now. I think it's easier to see.
Yeah, I think
because
that's
I think we've all, like, us as a human race has always been that gullible. It's just now with social media being able to see it in an instant.
Well,
it's more easily accessible for us to see. Oh my God, you're an idiot.
Because generationally, there's always some popular icon who really did nothing. You know, that's not new. But now there's more of them, and it's just people who are good at using Instagram.
Yeah.
Whereas before, they had to get media somehow. They had to do something.
So
now it's just let me just post on Instagram and do some weird stuff and get followed.
They were talking about Kendall Jenner. I had to ask KJ, who the hell is this chick?
Okay, so Kendall Jenner is the only one that I knew. That's the only one of the
Bella Hadid.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know any of them.
Got all these famous models, and they are
Now, here's the thing. I think, like models in general, the whole thing is super shallow and uninteresting. But if they're models, they're actually doing something. I'm talking about all the influencers that are legit out there.
The models,
that
it was a job for them. Like, they were paid to
They wear the clothes and
Yeah.
they do stuff. Even if it is shallow, it's still they do stuff. But there's a lot of people that are in this list of influencers that literally do nothing but post on Instagram.
Yeah, or have
And
YouTube
honestly, that's how they make their money, too.
That's how they make their money, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I have my brother has a friend who is a YouTube comedian. That's all he does, and he has a $2 million house
Well, I mean, look
in
at
LA.
Jeffree Star, like the makeup.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, okay, sign
If
me
you
up.
have a
Yeah, good on you.
personality,
Yeah.
Like Chris Crocker, he started his identity by leave Britney alone.
Yeah.
Overall,
So-
there's
so-
a lot of.
Is there one thing that we can agree on that at this table there's only one of us that would really get suckered by this concert and would have gone?
Zach?
Nathan.
Oh.
Nathan.
Are you kidding me?
Zach's
No.
favorite band
No,
is Ninja
it's-
Sex Party. He
it's-
doesn't even
it's
like music.
it's-
If NSP, Twerp, Planet Booty,
But you know what's amazing?
Above and Beyond were all at this thing, I'd be like,
And here's
okay,
another
how
thing:
much?
you have all these artists that are listed as headliners, and none of these artists really said anything either.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
okay,
But
so,
Blink
but here's
Blink
the thing,
182
though.
Blink
did say
182
they're
No,
not going.
Here's the thing, though. The artist believed that they were going until they realized
Yeah.
the money was not in their accounts. By which point, most of the people were already on the way to the island.
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay, so can I say one thing? That's another thing about the two docs comparative to each other is Netflix. The Netflix doc never really explained that much about why the bands didn't show or why were they ever booked, were they not booked, whatever. They never really sort of got into
They
that.
did with the guy that was booking them.
It was very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
brief though. Whereas the Hulu one had letters. It said the breach of contract
Well,
letters
Yeah.
that were
they had
sent
the-
out.
They had the
And that's
contract,
and
Yeah.
and that was one of the things that
That's-
led to the charges. Were like phony wire transfers and stuff like that. For
It's like we talked about the
Promise.
Netflix
Yeah.
documentary is definitely more about the experience of the event and how it basically
Well,
failed
and
from
you
on that
also-
side. Whereas the Hulu one was definitely more about here's the numbers, here's what the laws were
Here's
broken,
how it
here's
felt.
all
Yeah.
the shady
So
stuff in the
You
background.
definitely see more in the Netflix about the campground when
Yeah.
they arrived. And
Yeah.
all of that.
Well, and they had acquired a lot of people's cell phone videos
Yeah,
and
that
stuff
too.
like that. Like, if
Right.
it didn't teach me anything, there's a sequence in that movie that, like, I don't have anxiety. And there's one sequence in that movie that gives me anxiety, and it's when they back this giant semi-truck up between
With
all the
luggage.
tents and
Oh,
open the thing up and just
As
fling
a
all the
flight
luggage out,
attendant,
and every single bag is a black bag. I'm like, I would
As
never
a flight attendant,
That's
I
why
was watching
my
it.
luggage is ugly as hell because I couldn't see what it is.
As a flight attendant, I was watching it and I was
Except
like,
for
"Oh my
my
gosh,
team.
that's just like if like we were to evacuate a plane and everyone was to take their luggage and just throw it out during an emergency, and you're like, I'm about to die because this bag is here." And then
Yeah, that
I
gave
can
me
imagine
some
it would be a
anxiety.
nightmare for you.
For those that know, isn't Firefest just another DashCon?
Oh my god.
Oh, what?
That's don't worry. That's yeah.
I'm not asking to explain
I
it, I'm
get the
just saying.
joke. I think it's
Yeah.
funny.
Do you
It's
think
over
there-
a lot
do
of.
you- No, do you think there
Either
are
way, they're both the
comparisons
pits.
between the way that con was run and the way that Fire Festival was run?
No, because two
Dash
different
Con was-
audiences.
yeah.
There was a very
Yeah, I
small
know
Venn
that.
diagram of people
well,
who
here's
will.
one thing too.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
you-
just saying the way they handle things to where we're gonna have
Off
Welcome to Night
camera,
Vale
off
and
camera,
all
I
them
will say
ham.
something to you about this. I'm not gonna do it like recording,
All right.
but I'll get to you.
So let's wrap this up.
I'm going to get to you after this
One
is
last
over.
thing too, you did have people out there that knew it was a scam that reported, like the Hulu pointed this out too,
Yeah.
reporting to New York Times, reporting.
Yeah.
The guy who
The guy
started
who-
the Fire
the
Fraud
guy who
account.
The
stopped
Fire
the
Fraud
podcast.
account. I love
Yeah.
that guy.
He was actually in both. He was in
Yeah.
both.
He was in both.
Documentaries, and how it was picked up, but no one would listen. No one would actually. It was like everyone was stuck in
Well,
the
they were just
fantasy. of it.
Well, it didn't help that as soon as the negative comment was posted,
It was deleted,
the media, the marketing crew deleted it.
Right. And
So-
see, that to me tells you just how shady. And we didn't see that in the Netflix movie. We saw it in the Hulu one.
No, you saw it.
No,
Where
you saw it in
Not to the
or
extent.
in
Not
But
to the
yes,
extent
it
you
was.
saw.
You're right.
But when you're,
Well,
you know,
you're
that's the
talking about the
shadiest
physically-
of the shady. If you're
Talk
going to
about
go
the
in
filters,
Yeah.
and delete people's comments, yeah, that's when you're shady.
I mean, they
so
showed it in big letters. on
this
the-
is not normal. I guess this is not normally our space on this show, but I think it's such a cultural
It's
like
fascinating.
event,
Yeah.
and how often within a month of each other do you get two completely separate documentaries, different production,
About the
everything.
same thing.
About
and
exactly
I
the same
I
thing.
want to know, and I would love a documentary on this, the breakdown of everything that was left.
Oh, I know.
There. I would love to see what did they do with
Well, and that's why I hope we
After the fire went out.
yeah, maybe there's bonus features.
Maybe.
That's what
All
I
right.
hope.
I would just love it to see.
All right.
But if you do want to get something with some bonus
If
features,
you do, you can get
New on Blu-ray.
You can get the Little Mermaid 30th anniversary edition.
So
Just-
there's a 4K of this. And
Yeah.
it's sourced from a new 4K master.
oh,
Heard
really?
it's really beautiful.
Okay. All right. So, Mary Queen of Scots. There you go. It's on Blu-ray and 4K there, Nathan. Ralph Breaks the Internet. So, I have an issue with this. And I don't know if you've seen this, but I did a quick search before putting this list together, and I could not find a 4K of this one, other than sort of like a region-free steelbook 4K.
Ralph Breaks the Internet?
Yeah, is it
you
out?
sure?
I looked on Amazon. I didn't see it. I'm gonna be really annoyed if this is just a Blu-ray only.
There's 4K, like...
Is there?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because they don't even list it on the release list for Blu-ray.com. They normally give you, they'll give you two listings. They'll show you the Blu-ray one and then the 4K. Again, it's not there.
There's
And
a 4K Best Buy Steelbook, and then for
Okay.
some reason on Blu-ray.com, like if you go to 4K Blu-ray and it's not available to
right. That's what I'm talking about.
That's weird.
And the Steelbook, the best I could find was $60 on that thing.
2-disc Best Buy edition. Whoa, what is going on?
Mm-hmm. It's weird, and I'm super annoyed by
What
this.
is going on?
The Possession of Hannah Grace is out on Blu-ray.
Is it Target?
Border, which is the movie you were just talking about,
Hey.
and Next to Kin, all out on Blu-ray. What do we got on comic books?
From comics, we have Amazing Spider-Man, and from Marvel first, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 16, Black Panther number 9, Captain America number 8, Daredevil number 2, and Fantastic Four number 7. On DC's side, we have Action Comics number 1008, Batgirl number 32, Detective Comics number 999.
Ooh.
Yeah, Heroes of Crisis number 6 of 9, and Wonder Woman number 65. And other titles, we have Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the new book, issue 2, Firefly at issue 4, Fight Club 3, number 2, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 36, and Star Trek vs. Transformers number 5 of 5. And if you're curious, it's original cast, Kirk.
Oh, now I want to read it.
Yep.
So there is a 4K listed on Best Buy at $29.99.
Is it out now?
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm going to have to make that trip because it seems shady. Like, it doesn't seem like it's out everywhere or something.
odd.
Like, it might be a limited run or something. So,
Little Mermaid's $29.99 as well.
no, I'm not talking about the price. I'm talking about the availability. It's
Yeah,
just
I
not
know.
out there in front of you
Yes.
to get. It's kind of weird. All right, so if you want to see the full comic book list,
It is on Culturesmash.tv.
It is right
and
there right
so
now.
is the Blu-ray list.
So is the new Blu-ray release list.
Apparently missing the, Ralph Breaks the Internet 4K.
Exactly.
Yeah, I found it. Here it is. $38.95.
Who has it? Just Best Buy?
Amazon.
Amazon has it.
Yeah.
Oh, $38?
Five left in stock. I guess they've just out of stock.
That is so weird. But it's
No.
brand new. It just came out.
Okay.
It's all weird. All right. So I guess that brings us epic
It's
show.
not even by Amazon. It's
All right.
Told you to
built
tune
by
in.
Amazon.
Where do we find you on the
Okay.
What is this?
All right, Zach. You can find me under Nico Scream, NIKOSCREAM, on Twitter and Instagram.
Tim?
You can find me, Novinity Avalon, on Instagram, and Cheddar Popper on Twitter. That is CHEDRPOPPR.
You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, Nathan Savino, and yeah.
Mike?
Oh, you can find me here on Wednesdays.
Zach, would you like to promote anything?
Yeah, you can find me trying to find this 4K Blu-ray, which is really weird. And you can find me on Steam. I'm a dangerous mutant lunatic. I'm playing Metro 2033, finally, again. Well, I mean, I'm trying to actually play it this time, so
Yeah.
it's not very good.
So you can find me on all things Culturesmash, mostly Facebook, some Instagram. And I wish that you could see me, the Culturesmash account on the Xbox, see me beating the living hell out
We're
of
tied right now.
Nathan at the old Mortal Kombat 10, preparing for 11 coming out in
We
April.
are tied.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't think so.
We are.
And Zach and I will be at the George Lindsay Film Festival
Hey.
in Alabama this weekend, showing Family of Fear. So
Sweet.
hopefully we'll see you there.
And see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
everybody.